Good morning. It's daily drop-in time. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to start this because I just feel like we're starting a movement. Jeff Gargas, are you ready for today?
I'm ready to move, apparently. I'm ready.
We are ready to move. Happy daily drop-in day one, guys. It is August 2nd, and we are officially kicking off the daily drop-in, our morning show starting every single morning at 7 a.m. Central. We have a ton in store for you. We have good news. We have questions. We're going to preview the week. We're going to give you a lot of information on the daily drop-in happening now every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and kind of anywhere else between. While you're waiting, please, in the comments, say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. Say hi to Jeff. I don't know. I've been on vacation. I missed you guys. I'm excited to see all the comments. And don't forget to also share this feed because we want to make sure that we support every educator out there. So, Jeff, are you ready to kick this off?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Morning, everybody. Happy daily drop-in. I feel like we should do like a cheers, Jeff. Like, cheers, buddy.
Good. Okay, good. We'll do that. All right. I hope if you were watching that you are doing this as well. That would be great for you to be doing that at your phone or your computer or whatever.
Absolutely. Cheers are important. I feel like it's essential every time you have a celebration or a cup of anything that you're enjoying.
Is it a celebration if you don't cheers at that point? I mean,
no, it's actually not considered a celebration.
Yeah, it actually becomes like the opposite. It's actually a miserable, horrible day that you just are. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
This just got really dark, guys.
So morning. I was watching a video on like morning show. I'm like, is it like morning show like talk show, or is it morning show like the news morning show? Like, are we gonna do weather and stuff? Is that gonna happen or?
No, we have network members that are like all over the world. If we did weather, we would be on here forever.
We'd have to check in at the at the fives, like weather at every 5 or something throughout the day. Which, who knows?
Megan, we don't judge. If you are cheersing with a mimosa or a Bellini, we support you. I have coffee. Jeff had Gatorade this morning. What's going on with you?
I have some Gatorade Zero and some Guiding Principles coffee. Well, sort of. So shout out to Rob and Guiding Principles podcast. I just have some coffee this morning. Yeah.
I love this. This is exactly why we're here, guys. Carrie just popped in. And
she has kids today, like first day back.
Yes, she's getting ready for her first day. That's what we were so excited about for the daily drop-in is to kick off your morning. We're hoping that either you're cuddled up on the couch enjoying like the last few days of summer, getting ready for students, or if you're getting ready to actually go in and see the kiddos. We're excited to start off your morning. Carrie, thanks for being here. It's going to be fun.
I do the lemon lime. That's my go-to. I do the fruit punch too. I've had the orange. I like the zero. That's all. As long as it's zero, I'm good.
We've had this debate on Gatorade colors, haven't we? We've had this debate.
We did at some point. I don't remember where it all landed, but I remember we did have a debate. I'm thinking it was on a brain break, probably.
I think it was Teach Where to Talk podcast that we did this debate.
No, because I remember people being in the comments.
Because
then we went into like we went into other things, colors like.
Yeah, you're
right. Remember what the other things. What else did we go into? Like Starbucks or Starburst or jelly beans and stuff like that too. We'll call it Easter. It was Easter. We did it on Easter.
It was not. For everybody popping in right now, blue Gatorade wins, and don't forget that you can also watch.
There's multiple shades of blue though. Like which one? And if you can't tell me which one, then you can't say it's your favorite. If you don't even know the flavor.
It's the light blue. I do know which one.
The light blue.
Stop being dramatic.
We have some over there.
Okay, good. I do want to let everyone know every single morning we have some special segments for you. We're really excited to get into those soon. Thank you for all the comments going in. So fun to see all of our friends popping in. But I will say, Jeff, like, this is kind of a big deal that we're starting Daily Drop-In. We're streaming live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. These are then saved, so you can always go back to that social media platform and rewatch if you don't catch it live. And they also are going to become full episodes now on the Teach Better Talk podcast. Teach Better Talk daily drop-in episodes are beginning today.
Yes. So lots of podcast episodes for you. So if you're not able to be here with us right now, hopefully you're listening on the podcast. You've hit subscribe. You're dropping a rating and review. That'd be awesome. But this is going to be here. So if you ever can't make a morning, you can catch us a little bit later. So,
right.
Yes.
So I do want to say good morning. I know we've shown a lot of comments on the screen, but if you're listening on the podcast, then you obviously can't see that. We have Joe, Lindsay, Katie, Megan, Brianne, Brad, Carrie. Oh my gosh, a ton of people in the Facebook group that are commenting right now. And Dave Schmitto is in the house, so we can officially get started.
Joshua _Stampers here too.
Josh Stamper. So
just saying.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be great. Yeah, I will say, Jeff, we have some fun segments that we're going to be doing depending on the day and some exciting surprises that come each week.
I'm particularly excited about the weather segment. That's really got me fired up right now. I want to do the green screen and like.
So you're saying on every Monday you're going to get a green screen set up and you're going to do the weather?
Yeah, but I'm going to have like a world map so we can cover everyone, and it's just be like, well, it's United States over here, and over here it's not. And over here, it's probably, this is Ohio, so it's raining. And this is Chicago, it's windy.
I feel
this is Michigan, it smells.
I know. I feel like it would be appropriate if you're going to have like all the people watching from all over the world and you're going to do the weather, just be like, all right now, pause what you're doing, open up your weather app and check the weather.
That's it. That's the segment. And we just pause for a second and check our weather. We don't even talk about it. We just check it, put it away. Okay, great. So it is 7 after, so we are 2 minutes late for hitting the weather on the 5. So if you got a second, pull out your weather app, see what time the weather or what's going on with the weather. If you got a watch, you can look there. That helps too.
Guys.
And we're back. Back to you, Ray.
No weather. I'm not a fan of this. What we do have right now is we are going to kick off a number of our mornings throughout the week with some good news. So are you feeling ready to get to some good news?
Let's do some good news. I like this. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that music.
I know, isn't that make you want to like pop around?
Yeah, that smooth saxophone. I like that.
Okay, by the way, saxophone is my favorite instrument. I think anything with the saxophone is a win.
Really? Interesting.
Wait, what do you mean interesting? Not everybody's favorite instrument is a saxophone?
No, it's not what I'd pick for you. I don't know what I would have picked. I don't think I've ever thought about what Ray Hughard's favorite instrument is, but now I am.
100.
Apparently a sax. But like, what kind of sax?
I mean, I don't discriminate. I love all sax.
Do you like a jazz sax, or you like a Kenny G like soprano sax type feel, or
probably like a jazz saxophone for sure.
Like a jazz, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a tenor or something going on. Okay.
All right, so I have
good news.
I have good news. Here's what I like about these good news stories that we're going to be doing is it gives you hopefully also something that you can mention to your students. I know a lot of educators like do stuff at the beginning to get students talking and moving. I think this would be a super interesting one. I don't know if you've been watching the Olympics, Jeff Gargas. Have you been watching the Olympics?
Is that where they do the sports and stuff?
Yeah, there's some sports involved.
Yeah, and I've watched a little bit. Yeah, we watched a little bit, yes.
Okay, so Quenisha Burks, who is competing in the long jump, and I don't think she's competed yet. I was looking it up all morning, and it says she is competing, but she's not yet competing. She's 17 years old, raised by her grandparents, and she started off, her first job was working at McDonald's, and we're celebrating her because this article is all about that she started working at a young age at McDonald's, supporting her family, and now she's literally in the Olympics, competing in the Olympics.
You know, McDonald's prides itself. They say that they love being everyone's first job.
I think it's so neat. I love it. She has a story of a person overcoming all that work, and long jump is hard. I don't. If you ever tried that.
Yeah, actually, when I was in high school, I did it briefly, and then I spent more time coaching the middle schoolers on how to, which is funny because I didn't long jump well, but I don't know, my coach told me that I had good form. I just didn't go far enough. So I helped the middle schoolers. So I did a little bit. It's hard.
Yeah, I can't jump. Let's be clear. I have no
apparently neither I couldn't either. I knew how to jump, but I couldn't jump, which is the story of my life in a lot of things, actually. Moving on.
I would need Burks to teach me how to do this.
Yeah,
I think
she
that
probably could too.
Maybe she'll join the daily drop-in after she competes.
Okay. Well, if you're watching, invitation's open.
Yeah, I would be a huge fan. I would definitely go Google her, guys. Her story is incredible. She would be a really wonderful role model, I think, for all of your students out there. Really fun discussion. There's so many different things you could dive into. And obviously, Olympic medals continue to be a hot topic for everybody watching the Olympics, trying to follow all those details.
Who has the most right now? If anybody in the comments can you drop in, who's got the most medals right now? Is it?
Okay, so do you mean most golds or most
medal? Like, I'm thinking. What I'm asking is, sorry, I wasn't very specific. Of our United States athletes, who has the most medals right now? I don't care what.
Okay, I think it's Ledecky has the most medals per
this year. For this year?
No, I'm lying. It's Dressel.
I was gonna say it's Dressel because he's won several.
Ledecky has 4 and Dressel has 5.
Okay, so, and then I think Suni has 3 now too because she got bronze yesterday.
I'm looking at that. There's a lot of incredible athletes. A lot of swimming with the multi because they have so many different heats.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. But I've loved watching. I feel like that's all I did. I was on vacation last week.
Can you pull up? I don't know if you have a second because something I heard. I don't know where I saw, but someone was like, "Hey, can we not forget to celebrate the Americans who are coming in 6th, 7th, and 8th because they went to the Olympics for us." So like we only talk about the 3 on the podium, which is great, obviously. But what about the one that comes in? Who cares? Last place at the Olympics, still pretty freaking good. So like I don't think those people get a shout out enough.
Well, not only that, but because there's a whole list of, I mean, we had I think over 600 athletes that competed for the U.S., but
we talk about 5 of them.
There's so many amazing stories though, whether it be the U.S. athletes or really any athletes that are competing in the Olympics. I mean, I love the Philippines just won their first medal ever.
That's cool. What was that in?
The woman, it was that heavy metal. It's the thing that you lift over your head. That really heavy thing.
The deadlift. Was it the deadlift? The deadlift.
Yeah, and the woman who won, killer, right? She competed. This was her 4th time competing. The first time she came in 2nd to last place. I think I read that the 2nd time she competed, she didn't finish, so she didn't actually get a spot. The 2nd time, I think that she was closer up at the top, and then she got a gold this time, which is insane.
About sticking with it, persevering through. It's awesome.
Well, and there was also that gymnast who competed in her 8th Olympics. She was 46 this year, competing in the Olympics for gymnastics. It was her last time. Could you imagine?
No, I'm 39, and I would just break.
Right?
The first vault, I wouldn't even make it. I just hit the horse and melt down off it.
Oh my God,
man.
There are so many comments going in. I know it's so fun to be talking about this. A lot of people discussing, first of all, their favorite instrument.
And then first jobs are coming through too right now. But lots of trumpet. Yeah, I saw lots of trumpet, which I played trumpet. So, and then I saw obviously there's a Ron Burgundy fan in there with the jazz flute. So,
see, there you go.
How about that?
Yeah, and then Megan Wells giving a shout out to Jade. I can't think of her last name. I apologize.
Jade or Raid.
She just won gold. Sorry, that was totally a spoiler alert, by the way. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Why is that spoiler alert?
Because she won gold this morning, and it won't air until tonight.
Oh, but all right, yeah. I saw the story.
She won gold for her floor routine, which was so exciting. Oh, it's so fun to watch all this stuff. So
Brienne's mentioned the CrossFit games because Brienne does CrossFit, so she has to talk about CrossFit.
Is that a rule?
That's a rule. My brother's big in CrossFit too. And he's like, yeah, that's the rule. When you do CrossFit, you have to talk about CrossFit. It's like being vegan. You have to talk about it. Got to share it. Marianne's been going hard at CrossFit for a while now. She's been inspirational.
Well, a lot of the people in our network are not.
See, she says it's the rule.
I know it's the rule. She says here it's the rule. A lot of people in our network aren't just, I don't know how to phrase this, but a lot of people think teachers live in the classroom, right? They have no other role. And there's so many people that I follow in our network that are sharing outside hobbies they have, or they're really into fitness or all these other things. I think it's so important to have this space where you can kind of leave, put aside teaching, pause it for a second. And yes, of course, enjoy family, but have that alternate hobby that you can fill your time with.
Yeah. Yes.
What is that for you?
For me?
Running? You're a big runner.
Yeah, working out, running or biking, like something like that is definitely one of them. And then I don't know. That's a bad. I'm a bad person to ask that question to. I'm not sure what the other thing is. Other work.
Okay, so I was on vacation last week, and I've decided that I'm going to pick up 2 hobbies officially.
Oh, what are they?
I haven't started
Saxophone?
them. I'm starting. No, definitely not.
Saxophone and CrossFit.
Definitely not. Okay, I'm going to pick up. I'm going to learn how to cook fish. That's a hobby coming my way.
Okay.
Is that a hobby or just like a skill?
It could be. I'd say that's one thing that I'm getting more and more into is I love that. I love cooking. And I actually really like cooking fish, by the way.
Well, maybe we should like.
I'm not sure I'm the right person to teach you. I just like it. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but
we could exchange recipes.
We could.
Mm-hmm.
We could actually how to flay the fish too. I know how to flay.
Oh, I
don't take the fish alive.
Oh, I want it like cooked with nothing, and I want just the meat. I don't want to see anything else.
Because when you start cutting them, they're usually still alive if you get them fresh. Anyway.
And then my other hobby is I'm fascinated.
Yeah, Chris says that's a fish. Catching the fish would be a hobby, but cooking it's more of a skill.
Oh.
So leave it to Chris to just crash your dreams down with technicalities.
I don't mind.
Good morning, Chris, by the way. But it's true.
I really want to learn more about the ocean. I think the ocean fascinates me. I want to watch more.
So you want the ocean to be your hobby?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get into diving like our friend Shelly?
Sure. I mean, I think that's a really big commitment living in Illinois. I'm just saying.
That is gonna be tough, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, we could do a cooking segment where Ray cooks live.
Guys, I feel like you should know. I really love my new place. A lot of you know that I moved.
We shouldn't burn it down. Is that what we're?
No, I moved earlier this summer, and I really love my new kitchen. But there's bad lighting, guys. I don't think I could do a cooking show in there.
We'll have to buy some more lights to make it better.
Okay, Dave says sounds like it's time to move to Florida. I just want the general public to know Florida is hot.
I've heard that. Someone said that. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Being further south and everything.
Jeff, I feel like we're kind of doing random discussion right now, which actually can take us into our next segment. So should we move into that?
I like it. Let's do it.
Okay. Are you ready for Brainstorm Bank? I think
we're going to Brainstorm Bank?
Brainstorm Bank?
I don't know what that is, but I want to rob it.
We'll find out. Okay, I was really excited for Brainstorm Bank.
I like that.
Are you going to just bop along to all this music?
Yeah. I'm going to bop along to all of it. What's Brainstorm Bank?
Okay, so this is an exciting new segment that actually, if you're watching right now, we need your help. You are going to be a part of our segments. If you head to teachbetter.com/brainstormbank, you can submit any question you want, and we are going to be discussing it on air. This happens multiple times throughout the week. We'll take any question, whether it be education related, something that that's on your mind, something about the team that you're interested in. You can submit as many as you want. And it's just an opportunity that if you have questions that you either want to see discussed and maybe throw it in the comments, but we aren't able to catch it, it just is a place where we're going to house your questions for all of you. So that would be teachbetter.com/brainstormbank.
Personal questions, is that allowed? Because I know someone's asking that.
I think personal questions are allowed. Why not, right?
I'm just asking it for whoever was wondering it. So.
Here's why it's allowed, because we obviously are just introducing this to all of you. So we don't have questions in the Brainstorm Bank right now. So I actually intended on just asking Jeff questions because I've been out of town all week. And Jeff, I just wanted to catch up. So can we take a few minutes?
Sure. So this is all right. Let's do it. Which, by the way, Adam, maybe we'll see.
Jeff, you have to remember that Daily Drop-In is not only streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch live right now and saved on social media, but it's also going to be episodes at Teach Better Talk Podcast. Every single day, our episodes will be published there after we are finished live.
Let's take a moment real quick to just stop and say, hey, podcast listener, thank you.
Thank you.
If you're working out, go faster. But be careful. Anyway,
but just because of that, you have to read the comments out loud because if listening on the
I do. I'm sorry. Adam asked, is Teach Better going to have their own TV channel with lots of question marks? He's very curious, and my response was, shh, maybe.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Nope.
Well, do me a favor, drop in the comments if we did have a TV channel. What would some of the shows be on that channel? Other than obviously we're going to have a cooking show with Ray.
Oh yikes! No.
I think we'd have Dave do like pop almost like our TMZ sort of thing, like checking in on all the celebrities and stuff.
Wait, can he also have a live stream of the ocean at all times? Because he lives on the oceans. I just want to like watch the waves.
That's what we'll do instead of the weather check-in, we'll do on the fives. We'll do a ocean check-in, and we'll just cut to like a 30-second clip of Dave's ocean.
Yeah, that's great. Oh,
Smooth Jazz with Brad Hughes.
Smooth Jazz, I like that. And Brad Hughes is actually going to be a feature on Daily Drop-In, so we'll talk about that here coming up in a little bit.
Survivor Teach Better Edition. Oh, all right. Brainstorm Bank. Sorry, I took us off track.
Yeah, so we talked about, so during Brainstorm Bank, we're going to be doing this multiple times a week. You can head to that website, teachbetter.com/brainstormbank. You can submit any questions, as many as you want, as often as you want. It can be questions about the Teach Better team, or honestly, what we're looking for is questions that you're looking to have discussions around, similar to how we treat the Teach Better mastermind that happens. Well, actually multiple. We have multiple masterminds with the Teach Better team, but I was thinking the admin mastermind, people just bring their questions that they want to discuss, and hopefully people can share resources and solutions. That's what this is. We'd love to talk about whatever's on your mind, anything you need, especially something that would best serve your students. So please head there right now. But for today, Jeff, I just wanted to catch up because I haven't seen you for an entire stinking week.
You're right. It has been a while.
It's good to hear you're alive and you look good.
Thanks. I appreciate that. It took a lot to get here this morning.
I believe it.
I did this with my hair. And then I put a shirt on.
Wow.
That's the magic, folks. That's the magic. Got a whole makeup team over here, and that's what happens. This is what you get.
I did more than that.
This is the Teach Better budget right here.
I did more than that because I have a tan and I am peeling everywhere. I just want everyone to know.
Did you get burnt at all? I got burnt. Saturday. I went for a long run Saturday, and I'm like, that hurts that I just did right here, like really burnt from. I don't know, like my arms didn't get it, but right here got really burnt.
I want to clarify that if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see where he's pointing, and I'm
pointing at my shoulders. Sorry, my shoulders. So we should insert when I'm saying like I'm burnt right here. It inserts a little voice like Jeff is pointing at his shoulder.
No, we are not editing stuff. We are putting them up live after the podcast. So any shenanigans that happen, they're gonna be able to hear on the podcast or watch after.
I know you're asking questions. I apologize but I'm seeing them like Megan Wells said Netflix reviews with the Couch Club, which if you don't know, over at teachbetter.swag.com, you can get the official Teach Better Couch Club shirt. And that's really all it takes to be a member is that, and you need a couch or something resembling a couch. You have to give context where that came from. No, I kind of like that. No, but there's a reason why the Couch Club became. It's because, if I remember, it came out of our ambassadors in the Voxer group. And I think it spurred from us talking about doing like a run club and running. And I don't know if it was Megan or Bree or someone or Adam or Alex. Someone brought up like being a member of the Teach Better Couch Club. And then it just went for a while, and it was hilarious. And eventually, someone mentioned swag in there, and of course, Joshua Stamper. I took a snapshot, and I didn't say anything. I literally just pinged it to Josh, and like an hour later, we had a shirt. So I love it. I'm so glad we have that. Anyway, style segments with Caitlin Giordano would be good. I think that'd be like a Target segments. Like, how do you go to Target and just get stuff that's cool for your house? I would love for Caitlin to live stream walking. It'll be on Target. With Caitlin Giordano. Ooh, and we could have Target sponsor. Mondays at 5 p.m. Central or something. I love it. Golf tips with Princess Makeovers with Carly Spina would be hysterical. So I posted a picture of Jacqueline at Target because we went to Target for the third time in a row apparently, and Alex mentioned something about Carly taking Jacqueline. So I think we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure out a date for Carly to come to Ohio or me to take Jacqueline to Illinois, and we're gonna have Carly take Jacqueline for like a day of Target shopping. So then like everything she owns is going to match her mug. Oh, sure. And it's going to be great. Yeah. If you guys don't know Carly Spina, she's an incredible member of the Teach Better Network. She's an ambassador. She essentially like sweats glitter and just looks fabulous all the time. And she did a really fun live stream one time with Dave's, was it Dave's daughter that she did like a fun makeup tutorial for? And now Carly Spina is like our go-to fashionista. Like that's just what it is. I like it. So. Yeah. All right. What questions we have in the bank?
Well, we don't have any questions in the bank right now, so hopefully everyone is heading over to teachbetter.com/brainstormbank to submit questions as often as you want. Bookmark that link so you don't lose it. But Jeff, I really
bookmark. If you're listening, just wave your finger in the air. That's how you bookmark.
No, I
bookmark that. No, I just
click the button. Obviously, it's a star in the corner. Come on, people. I know how to bookmark. I bookmark on it like crazy.
I just enjoyed that. I don't know why. I've missed you, Ray. Okay, just let me have my fun.
Did you just say that out loud?
I know. Gosh, it's recorded too.
I know. That's so good. No, honestly, it's been a full week. I was out of town. I was at Usepa Island. I don't know. Usepa. Yeah, I finally figured out where I was because Jeff, I think you asked me for about a month leading up to my
day before you left. You did not know where you were going.
I did not know
where did you fly into? Like, where is it at?
Fort Myers.
Okay, down Fort Myers. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so we flew into Fort Myers, took a Uber to Pine Island, took a ferry to Usepa Island, and that's where we were for a week.
Wow.
Yeah, I can tell you that it was warm. And there was a pool that was about 50% water and 50% sunscreen. I mean, no judgment. I think it was great. I got burned really, really, really well.
You would have got burnt worse had you not been swimming in a pool that had suntan lotion in it.
Had I know.
Just dive in there in the morning and you're covered.
It's true. And it felt really weird to be disconnected from the world for a week. I was not really a fan. So.
It's not easy.
No.
You weren't completely disconnected. You did like 3 conference presentations last week.
Well,
you kept trying to chime in, and we were trying really hard to ignore you.
Well, the Illinois Education Association had one of their conferences, one of their like end of summer fall conferences. So I was able to pop in for them. That was really fun. Yeah. So that was But I have to tell you guys, going live for a conference, like my hair was in a bun, like they really didn't get top notch. I'm just saying, like today I showered for you. I just wanted you guys to know.
Wow.
I know, really. It's a big deal. Brianne does want to submit a question live for us saying, can we speed up the time for the Teach Better conference? Jeff, are we doing a Teach Better conference?
What's that?
Are we doing a Teach Better conference?
We are doing a Teach Better conference in fall of 2022. Bree, the only way that I would be okay with that is if the work that goes into the conference like got done still, like, because otherwise if we speed up time then we have less time to do the work, and that's not going to be okay. Yeah, that's happening. More information on it will come in the next couple months here with details like when exactly it is and where exactly it is and registration and all that type of stuff. But as of right now, we've only said that we are doing it in 2022.
I don't like how you phrase that.
What's that?
I don't like that you were like, more information will be coming out within the next few months. Like that makes it sound really far away. And I should preface, guys, I have no idea when the information is going to come out because I don't think we know. But I don't like the phrasing of like
coming soon.
Ages to
coming soon. It's coming soon.
Soon sounds like this week. Is it coming?
What do you want from me right now? Coming sometime?
Coming sometime in the near future.
But
it makes it sound closer.
Near future sounds closer than a few months, but not quite as close as soon.
Soon, yeah, in the near future. So, like in our lifetime, we are going to get more information, and we are excited about it.
Actually, coming up soon, Ray Hughart breaks down all the details of the 2022 Teach Better Conference. Stay tuned. That's like right now, right?
Guys, that's not happening today, but I do want to preview the week here in just a little bit because we have some exciting guests joining us as we are live for the Daily Drop-In on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern, which is crazy. But I do have to say, Jeff, I know what we are going to continue to collect like questions in the brainstorm bank on so many things. Obviously, it's fun to catch up with you, but we have a little bit of a theme to every single week. I wonder if we can shift our conversation a bit to discuss like a little bit more targeted conversation around this week's theme, because I would like to get your ideas.
What's the theme?
Okay, so the theme for this week, and we're going to have a different theme every single week. We want to celebrate, obviously, the incredible things going on, not only like in our classrooms, but actually within the entire school ecosystem with that we can celebrate, any opportunity to celebrate and do a cheers. I'm a huge fan. But this week is all focused around like implementing new ideas, which I feel like you're kind of a great person to kick off this topic because you talk a lot about like forming habits and everything else. I wonder if you could give us some insight on when you're starting a new idea, whether it be a new element of your calendar that you're trying to implement, like trying to get into running again every morning, or if you're a classroom teacher and you're bringing in a new idea and you're bringing it into your classroom, a new idea is a new idea. So getting started, I think, is difficult but important.
Yeah, I think the first step is you got to focus on self-awareness on how you are able to form new habits. So, and I go there for myself. I have to do tiny little things that build up, or else I won't get there because it's like too much, right? Too much commitment, too much change, and too many things that I could not do that could ruin it. Whereas our friend Chad Ostrowski has to go like full on cannonball in, or else he can't. He can't do the little things because if he has any little wiggle room, he'll break. So he has to go full on. So I think that's important. And then you got to figure out, okay, so then what do I do? Do I got to go full board in my classroom with this new change, or am I going to implement this little piece for a week or two, and then I'm going to implement this other little piece, but I have a goal that I'm going to build to.
So let's talk about that, because that decision in and of itself is hard to make. Like you have to be extremely self-aware, and it might change per like new idea, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and then also you have to assess, obviously, depending on what the idea is, you may not be able to do pieces. It may be something you have, you know what I mean? Because it might not work if you don't do the whole. I'm trying to think of an example. I don't have one in my head, sure. But you know what I mean? Like so. But even like if you think about like mastery learning, like there's little pieces of mastery learning you could implement a little bit at a time to get you there. Even if you're transitioning to like a standards-based classroom, like you can do little chunks to get yourself there. And like, for example, like running or dieting and stuff, like dieting is one you guys always laugh at me because I have all these things that I've cut out and I track, but I cut little things out so that all my cheat days, they're built in. So I'm never cheating because I have things built in. So like I can't eat cookies and brownies and cupcakes, but I can eat cake, which cupcakes and cake are made of the same thing, but cupcakes are an issue in my house because my wife makes them all the time. Cake isn't because we never have cake in the house. But if I go to a party, I can have cake and there's my cheat, but I didn't actually cheat, so I didn't break anything. And I know but it works. That's along the lines of Atomic Habits, similar to how that works. But I don't know if that was what you were looking for or not. But
no, but I think that's the first step. I mean, when we're discussing all week long tips and tricks on how to implement new ideas, the first step is kind of how you foresee that idea coming to fruition. Yeah. Deciding if you're going to take those little bites, if you're going to dive all in, makes a ton of sense. And I think that a lot of people feel pressure that they have to dive in full force.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially with the grid method, we have had, I don't know if you've seen this, Jeff, but in our private Facebook group at, what is it, teachbetter.com/ what's our teachbettergroup.com? I think.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the teachbetter.com/ is. It's teachbettergroup.com.
Teachbettergroup.com is the private Facebook group that a lot of people have been joining this week. I don't know what's happened, but I've seen like all the requests coming in of newbies. I know we're streaming there right now, so shout out to our private Facebook group that is getting this as well. But a lot of them have said that they're looking to implement the grid method. And I find one of the biggest dilemmas with the grid method is that first decision of, do I want to take small, tiny pieces and implement small, tiny pieces to build up to creating this fully transformed mastery learning classroom? Or am I just looking to like dive right in and right off the bat implement everything? And I actually think that there's some pros and cons to both options. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I think it goes back to the like knowing you have to also have to know your students, your colleagues, and your administration, right? Like how do they take to changes and how do they support? Do you have that support or not as much? But again, I think it really goes back to like, knowing how you operate, but also, Ray, like you mentioned, knowing where you're trying to go. Like what are you trying to accomplish, right?
Right.
And if you need to break it into smaller pieces, can you sometimes how you justify is that connecting to the why, right? Connecting to your reason of, well, okay, I'm trying to get here. So if I do this, that gets me a little bit further. If I do this, it gets me a little bit further. I'm doing these little things. But again, like someone jumped in there, saying that they prefer to cannonball in. And And I think if that's how you roll, then that's, so it really does. I hate to keep going back to it, but I think it comes to, it's that self-awareness of like, how do I operate? And it's really difficult, as you mentioned, like to tune out all the other voices that say, well, just dive in and do it, and stuff. And, so.
I also think there's some grace and understanding prep work that you need to do before you do either option. Because, yes. For example, like I know a lot of people that dive right into the grid method, and I just want to like say this out loud for whoever needs to hear this right now or replay this later when you need to hear it. The grid method is hard. Like it is really hard to implement. It's incredible, life-changing. It changed my entire career once I got it going. But the first 2 months, and I feel like people are like, oh yeah, the first day is really hard. No. Like the first 2 months are really hard. It's a completely different mind shift. It's a completely different classroom structure. And it's okay that it's hard, but you need to kind of know that it's going to be difficult so that when you like kind of hit hurdles, you're brainstorming and still persevering through. But on the flip side, when I see people implementing small little pieces, they start to see gaps and they start to interact with hurdles that are different. And it's because the grid method has kind of all those puzzle pieces. So when you don't have one, there are little gray areas, gaps and holes that once you implement the full thing will kind of all come to fruition. But there is that space kind of between that is hard, really difficult.
I think what you hit it right, saying the grace, like you gotta be like, you have to go into it. Like you want to hold yourself to standards and accountability, but you also gotta know, like, if you try it and it messes up, like that doesn't mean you just have to stop doing it. You can still try it again. It's just like if not to go back to this, but like if you're dieting or trying to run or do yoga, like if you miss a day or two, like it's all right to start on day 3 again. That's a lot better than just never doing it again. Same thing in your classroom. If you have something you think is going to work better for your students, let's say the grid method in this instance, and you try it, and the first grid's great, second grid went horrible, second, third, fourth weeks were rough. Like it's okay to reset, give yourself some grace there, and then get back into it. I think it's important to go back to the beginning again of like, why are you doing it? Make sure you're not just doing it because it's some hot new thing that you heard, that you've actually like figured out like how and why it's going to work for your students, and then start your implementation. But I think you're right, Ray. It's tough because, again, like go full on, and there's so many things that can happen that can cause struggle. But if you do piece by piece, you might not see the full picture or the value, because this piece brings value, but it really shines when this piece is in place, or vice versa. So to revise my answer, I don't know.
No, but it's a great, I think it actually was the perfect like segue into this topic, because we're going to have this theme all week, and somebody just commented in our private Facebook group, wow, talk about timing. That's the goal of these themes every single week for a daily drop-in. We want to bring in multiple voices a week to be able to discuss things that are actually going on right now. So whether it be something really important that's in the news, so we can create a safe space to be able to discuss things, or general topics about being a good educator, we want to make sure that we're here to support you. And I think one of the first steps, which is wonderful that we brought this up on Monday at the start of our week, is really deciding how you're going to approach this new idea. If we're going to have a theme of implementing new ideas, the first step is deciding, hey, what's your goal? Like, how are you going to implement it, right? What's going to be the first step you're going to take, and diving all in or taking a small bite is an important first step.
Who is this up on screen right now? It's just, they say, wow, talk about time. I'm in the same dilemma right now. Typically, I go all in and then fall back on bad habits. So I guess starting small with grid/mastery learning is best for me. Who is that?
This is the Facebook user, Joe.
Oh, is it Joe? Thanks, Joe. Yeah, and I think that's the falling back to bad habits. I think that's where the tiny steps might be able to help, because you can do one of those steps can be a piece of the grid method. Another step could be eliminating one of those bad habits.
Ooh.
Right. And this is purely for me. And again, y'all make fun of me anyway, but one thing that has really helped me is I track it. I have an app called Done, and you can build a habit or discontinue a habit. I track it so I can see how many days I've done it. And once you get past like 10 to 15 days, you're like, oh, I never want that number to go back to 0 again. And it's helped me stay on those things. Like I'm not eating certain things. That's how I've tracked or workouts, stuff like that. So like you could look, Joe, not only at the little pieces you're going to try and implement, but if you worry about falling back on those habits, can you do things to cut those bad habits out so that they're no longer there to fall back on?
Okay, wait. I want to discuss that way more, and we have about 5 minutes until we get into our next segment. So I want to make sure that we really touch on this. I love that you are tracking the days and you're talking about either implementing something or taking away something as the thing that you're tracking. Because I agree. If I was tracking the days that I was going, like you just gave that example, and you get to day 13, you don't want to go back to 0. Like it's a little bit of encouragement to keep on to get to that 14.
Yeah. It's tough. I track on an app. This is just all my different things. So someone just asked how many no fried food. 594 days. Today is day 594 with no deep fried foods.
Wait, does that count? French fries don't count though.
French
right?
French fries count.
But they shouldn't count because French fries is its own food group in and of itself.
My favorite is 200. Today's day 263 of no fast food. I haven't had anything from I won't even drink a water from a fast food restaurant because I don't want to break it, which is tough because my daughter loves McDonald's. But yeah, 263 days. So, but that works for me, right? That's the thing that I don't know why, but I've figured it out that it's worked for me. And again, it comes to this is particular food, not so as much helpful in the classroom probably, but my cheats are built in, like they're there. So like I can't, I don't do fries, but until I cut out potatoes as well. But until I did that, I was able to do baked fries.
Okay.
Because they were baked, so they were a different thing. I love chicken wings, but they're deep fried. But I could bake wings, so like that's still in place. But I can still bake wings.
I feel like there's elements of the classroom that you could implement.
You could if there's something if there's a bad habit or something that you rely on that you're trying to get away from, you could do like how many days can we go without having to do this or use this or have this happen in my classroom? You could that absolutely. Or if you wanted to implement, you could do the same thing, but we're going to get XYZ. I'm going to implement this little piece, and how many days can I do it? Now, mine all came from the key being, they say like 30 days is a habit, 75 days is a lifestyle. So if you can hit 75, I found if I can hit 75, it becomes kind of easy after that. So can you hear the bouncing going on in my house right now?
Yeah,
so that is this little, you've probably seen them. I've seen a bunch of people like on TikTok using it. We've had it for a while. It's a fish that when the cat plays with it, it flops like a fish. And it's clearly the cat's having a good time upstairs. It's like a fish that's about this big, and it's just like somewhat soft, doesn't feel like a fish. And if he hits it, it's activated by motion, and it just flops all over and it like flops all over the place. Like
we'd like to personally request a video. If you could post that on
Instagram we'll have to do it. He won't do it if you just do it. Like it has to be like he has to be like, oh, I think I'm gonna move to fish, and then like he jumps back and then he attacks it, and then he ends up rolling up and he's like hugging the fish. Like it's hilarious. Cat loves it.
You have a whole life right there. I do want to note that somebody's asking about StreamYard showing names. Don't forget, we are streaming on our Facebook page, Teach Better Team Facebook page. We're also streaming in our private group on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Twitch. If you are in our private Facebook group, because of the privacy laws, you have to like give StreamYard, which is what we're streaming through, access to get your name. So that's why your name's not showing up. Yep. More often than not, though, we just do this. If you're physically watching versus listening in the podcast, you just add your name at the end and we know it's you.
Now, I will say, I believe on the post with the video, there's a link there that you can click that then allows you to give StreamYard. You'll have to do it every time, I think, because of Facebook's privacy. So, but yeah, Alex, if you just do that with the dash Alex, so that makes it, that helps. So.
That'll be good. Hey, Jeff, I do want to preview the week before we end our segment of the Daily Drop-In. Our first one, streaming Monday through Friday. We are kicking it off today on August 2nd. I can't believe that we're officially here. We've been talking about this for months.
I looked at something. When did I was looking for something, whatever, and looked, and I'm like, why can't I see the date? Like, I'm looking for July. I'm like, why is this showing me? I'm like, oh, it's August.
August 2nd.
Like, wow, it is August already. It's crazy.
All right, let's preview the week. We'll get started here in a second.
I like that one too.
I like that one too. And I think Becky Schnexer read our mind because she just commented in the comments, Odang, Jeff and Ray, best Monday ever. Guys, previewing the week, every Monday is going to be Jeff and Ray. So you can know that every Monday you can get a dose of these shenanigans.
Can I shout out Becky, but also make everyone really intrigued and ruin their morning?
Do it.
I just want to tell Becky congratulations, but I can't say what for until she makes it public. But I wanted to say it to her because she knows what I'm talking about, but nobody else does. So now everyone go pester Becky to find out what she needs to celebrate. Anyway. Yeah,
Becky Schnexer is somebody you have to go follow. She's a part of our speakers network. She is an incredible science educator. She is in the elementary schools right now. I think she works like K-5 for science. She's incredible. So her classroom is about the sickest classroom out there. So if you want to see like what real legit teaching looks like, go hang out with Becky Schnexer.
She has an outdoor classroom.
And she just published a book earlier this summer. Yep. I've seen that all over social media. That cover is killer, and it's all focused on outdoor ed, which is an incredible topic right now.
Love it. All right, we're previewing the week. What's coming up this week, right?
So let's talk about this.
This is the first week. So the theme is, what's the theme again? Implementing new ideas.
Implementing new ideas. That's what we're focusing on all week long.
Which is awesome, by the way, because we're implementing a whole new, not really a new idea, but a new thing this week. That was nice job. Well done. Not just a hat rack, huh?
I know. And a lot of you guys know we've done Daily Drop-In in the past. We actually implemented it for the first time when COVID hit as a safe space to be able to discuss and brainstorm as our world was ever changing hour by hour. We brought it back again at the beginning of last year. And then we also brought it back right at like the end of December. It was like kind of kicking off winter break. Now we're bringing it back full time Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. every single morning to be able to bring new ideas to you. We're going to have new guests. We're going to have themes every single week. We have some fun segments. We got to preview a few of them for you today. So Jeff, I think that this is going to be an exciting new thing. Do you want to hear about specifics for this week?
Yes, let's look at this week. What's happening here on the Teach Better TV channel?
This week specifically, as we focus on implementing new ideas, we have the almighty Brad Hughes joining us tomorrow morning. Tell us a little about Brad, Jeff.
Canada.
It's not enough.
It's always enough. Canada is always enough. Brad is Brad's like in our world all over the place. He's a podcast on a podcast network. He's an administrator mastermind.
He's also an administrator mastermind mentor, which means
he's an administrator mastermind mentor.
Yeah.
Brad's just he's a good dude. He's a principal up in the Toronto area, up in Canada. He's in the comments right now. So he's the host of the Good News, Brad News podcast, which is proud member of the network. Brad's just a good dude. He's
blogs for us.
He also blogs for us, and he became the mentor and administrative mastermind because he's one of the members of the administrative mastermind on Tuesdays. That he's always there, like he's always there. He's always brainstorming, always providing insight, support, reminding us all of how amazing we are and stuff. He's just a good dude. You know, I joke a lot that Canada's a lot like the United States, only with nicer people, and Brad is like the reason for that.
He's also an ambassador. We're forgetting all the things.
Yeah, he's also an ambassador, by the way.
He does everything.
So he's a blogger, an ambassador, mastermind member, mastermind mentor, and a podcaster.
Yeah.
He's a principal.
Yep. He also
does voices.
He does do voices. And as a spoiler alert, we're really excited to welcome Brad onto the Daily Drop-In tomorrow. But we will be having him in a few weeks become a staple on our show every single Friday. We will start our week with Jeff Gargas and end our week with Brad Hughes, starting in here in just a few weeks. So I'm excited to kind of preview him tomorrow as a Daily Drop-In guest.
If I can take us all the way back to like kind of a full circle here, Brad's a new idea. We'll kind of test them out this week. And then we're going to implement it all the way. So it's the same thing. So
same thing, almost the same thing.
So I'm going to track I'm going to start tracking daily of how much Brad Hughes interaction I have. And that's my next thing I'm going to try and build.
It's going to be so fun. We then have for Wednesday, Amanda is joining us from the Teach Better team. Amanda is like the coolest, happiest, smartest, most amazing elementary teacher out there.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. Like essentially every conversation I have related to the Teach Better team, I'm like, can Amanda help us with that?
Not to mention, if you don't know, Amanda's also like a grid master. Like she is like so much so that we're sending a few folks to a district conference here this month. And they were like, well, do we have someone that could talk about the grid method in elementary? I'm like, Amanda can. They're like, oh, does she do that? I'm like, I don't know, but she's going to now. And then I'm like, oh, and she can do another session that she's never done or created before too, because she's just that good. But when we think grid method in elementary classroom, we go right to Amanda and Maggie Gifford. Like, they are just rock stars. And we know a lot of, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of awesome elementary grid teachers, but those two are just incredible.
Can I clarify, though? Amanda was an educator that you guys knew, I think before even I connected with you.
Possibly.
Amanda has been somebody who's been an advocate for mastery learning, an advocate for being a learner since our team was, before our team was even created. And I had only heard her name. I hadn't really met her, been able to interact with her. She lives in Ohio. So as I joined the team, I just heard of her constantly being this all-star, elementary educator in Ohio. I met her at the Teach Better conference for the first time, and without really me telling her, she was my person that anytime I met somebody that didn't know someone at the conference, I was like, oh, you should go meet Amanda and Maggie. And I just kept bringing them new friends the whole week.
I'm pretty sure, and I don't know if either of them are watching, I think Amanda and Maggie, they presented together at the conference. I think it was the first time they ever presented outside of the district was at the conference too, which is pretty cool.
They're so good. Amanda will be so fun to have. Awesome. And she just got married, and it'll be fun to catch up with her. She had a really busy summer joining the team and then also getting married. And she's getting ready to head back to the classroom this fall. So I'm excited to hear what new ideas she's implementing and her strategies for that too.
So that's Wednesday.
Thursday is going to be terrible. I'm warning all of you, do not join Thursday. Thursday Daily Drop-In is essentially canceled. Just have that in the back of your mind.
Okay, why?
It's Caitlin Giordano and I.
Oh, come on.
A mess.
You guys going Target?
Yeah, we're
should totally just do it live from Target. It'd be great.
Live stream Daily Drop-In from Target. No, but we are going to be talking about new ideas, and I feel like by the time we're talking about all these new segments, which I know you guys got a preview of today, and also talking about implementing new ideas, by Thursday, I'm just going to get Caitlin going because she can riff like the best of them.
Can I chime in? Would you and Caitlin be able to make room for me somewhere on Thursday? I will go to Target and I will chime in from my phone, and I'll be like the beat reporter that's live on the scene at the school supplies area. And I can grab a customer and be like, are you a teacher or are you a student? Whoever it was that mentioned this, the TVs. I think this is. I think it's a news channel.
Can I clarify?
It's gonna be like, if you're from Cleveland, it's gonna be like Kicking It with Kenny.
Okay.
Kicking with Kenny. He's always somewhere doing something fun, and they go to him, and the camera work's always a little bit shoddy.
I just want to clarify in case you're
don't I'm let it go. It's happening.
In case you're confused or anyone on our team is confused, the Teach Better team really aims to support and inspire and connect educators around the world. We do professional development in districts. Guys, we don't have a production team. What you see is what you get. So I don't think this is a good idea.
Production team.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't catch. Is that a yes?
She
said yes. All right, we're good.
Nope, that wasn't enough.
Look, sometimes you gotta let Jeff's mind go. That's how we get things like ebooks.
All right, now we're getting to Friday. Friday is going to be incredible. We are ending with the almighty Dr. Dave Schmittou is kicking off the end of our week, and we have some fun segments that we'll be doing with him, and he will be awesome to kind of recap all the ideas that are shared throughout the week and kind of tie it all together in a pretty bow like Dave always does.
Dr. Dave sounds smart.
Dr. Dave. Yeah.
He's at a symposium all weekend too. He's probably gonna have some really cool stuff to share. I
think. He's in Louisville right now, right?
Yeah, he's in Louisville. Yeah, he was talking about how beautiful the campus is there, but he's at a symposium that's a lot of, I think it's primarily higher education. So you might have some cool, if you care about that. Whatever. Dave's smart. He'll be fun.
All right, as we close out our first day of our daily drop-in, that will be happening every single day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Jeff, this is our last segment where you are going to give us some sort of challenge that we're going to consider for the week. Everyone listening, I hope you continue to share this thread. You can obviously catch the recording after the fact on Teach Better Talk podcast. But Jeff, what should we be thinking about this week? What's the challenge? I
wanted to challenge everyone to just tune in tomorrow and celebrate Brad Hughes, but I'm going to do a double challenge if that's okay. So that is my first challenge. I challenge you to tune in tomorrow, but I really challenge you to reflect, however you reflect, whether that's in a daily journal, if it's Post-it notes, if it's an app on your phone, whatever, but reflect on, we touched on today and when we talked into the week, what are those things those little habits or big changes that you want to bring into your classroom this year? And I think really reflect on, and what is the reason for that? What are you actually trying to accomplish with it? So that then however you go, whether you go full on in or you go step by step, you know where you're going with whatever that change is. And that where you're going doesn't need to be huge. It can be a really small thing. But picture that first. I want to challenge you to do that. I think that's the way to go.
Oh, great takeaway from today. Jeff,
tune in tomorrow and share it in the comments with Brad Hughes. That would be great, because then Brad will quickly become your support team, which is a big piece of that. So
I love having Brad a part of my.
I'm excited these are back.
I'm so excited these are back. Daily drop-ins, honestly, like I needed them during COVID, and then I missed them when we kind of like trailed away and couldn't keep them up every morning because there was so much going on. And I'm thrilled that we're able to bring this back.
Some people asked, I just checked. My local Target doesn't open until 8, so I won't be able to do the segment.
Oh, bummer. I'm so
We're going to have to do it later in the day. That'll be like one of our later segments.
Guys, we really appreciate you turning in for Daily Drop-In. We'll be here every single morning, whether you're watching or not, because we really want to be here to support you when and if you need us. So whether you're popping in for some support, whether you're submitting questions in our brainstorm bank, or you're popping in for some inspiration, I can't promise that Jeff will provide any on Mondays, but Brad Hughes, Caitlin Giordano, Dave Schmitto, Amanda, and then obviously every guest that we'll have throughout the week for Monday through Friday episodes. I mean, they might inspire you. And honestly, we're bringing in new faces. I know this week is a lot of familiar faces, but we're bringing in new faces every single day because we want to make sure that you continue to stay a connected educator. There's a lot of goals that we're all working on, and the more voices we can bring into the conversation, amplify incredible stories, bring some good news to you every morning. We just want to make sure that we're here for you for whatever dose of something you need. So I'm excited for this, Jeff. Thanks for kicking it off.
I'm excited too. I'm also excited that Jeff Kaplan is here.
Jeff Kaplan
got in right before we ended. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. I love the green hearts that are in there as well. Ray, I'm excited for this to come back. I'm gonna floor everyone here because we got a few minutes, but I'm gonna everyone jaw, just hold it up because I'm about to say this, but I gotta give you a huge shout out, Ray. Because you really pushed for this daily drop and to get back. You've sort of brainstormed this whole the themes and the ideas and put it all together, and we are all just kind of here for the ride. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I cannot wait. And don't forget, if you're watching and you want to see something, right? Whether you're submitting a question for us to discuss, or maybe you have a guest idea of somebody who could bring some incredible insight on Daily Drop-In, let us know. Reach out to us. You can go to ray@teachbetter.com if that email is best for you. And just let us know who you think should be a guest, what topics you want us to discuss. We're really here to make this show special and important for you, regardless of the time of year. So this is going to be fun. I'm excited. So Jeff, I think we're ready to head out, but I don't really have much coffee left. I feel like we should do a final cheers to everybody.
I'm almost out too, but we'll do. All right. Good.
Morning, everybody. We hope you have an incredible day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.